Welcome back, player. I knew you was a real one. If you're not a real one already, my name is daljiimarax, and this is the channel for all of your beauty tips, tricks, and inspiration, as well as some really good laughs. So if that sounds like something you're kind of into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, boo. So as you guys know, today I'm showing you guys how I edit my pictures with Facetune. If you're in the beauty community and you're just aware of what's going on, everybody uses Facetune. It's such a simple way to edit your pictures, just get rid of imperfections and things you don't want in your in your beauty pictures. And it's a super cheap app and it's very easy to use. I've been using this for a couple years now, and I feel like I'm like a Facetune expert. Like, I feel like I've mastered like the perfect way to edit my pictures without looking like a completely different person or just making it looking too like unrealistic. Like, when you edit your pictures, you kind of want to bring back to life what the camera takes away. Like, for example, when you're taking a picture, it can be overexposed. It can make you look a little bit dull. It can make you look cooler when in real life it's more warm. It can have to, it could just bring imperfections in places that you don't want to, so you want to take some of that away. So when it comes to editing, you want to, like, obviously there's different styles based on what you want to look, but for the most part, if you're just posting something to Instagram or on YouTube, whatever the case may be, you kind of want it to be as natural as possible. This isn't Vogue. This isn't, any type of situation where it needs to be, what do you call it? Like it doesn't need to be editorial or anything like that. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in how to edit your beauty pictures with Facetune, then keep on watching. I forgot to mention the app is like $3-4. That's nothing if you're using it all the time. This is probably the only app I've ever paid for in my entire life. If it ain't free, it ain't for me. So the fact that I'm paying for this means that it's the truth. So let's get into the tutorial, boo. So what I do first is I pick out all the pictures that I want to eventually Facetune. I go through a couple of them and then delete the ones and then keep the pictures that I want to eventually upload to my Instagram. So I have a couple of them picked out already. So what I'm going to do now is go into the Facetune app, and I'm going to pick it out of my camera roll. So you click on the app and then you go to open photo, and then you pick which album you want to pick it up from. So I'm just going to edit all of them, but I'm just going to start off with this one. So what I like to focus on, I zoom in, is my yellow ass teeth. So I like to get those white. Certain acne, little bumps that I like to get rid of. I have a line on my forehead that I like to get of. And I like to neaten up my lace fronts, okay? It can look a little crusty from the Got To Be glue, so we need to get that together. And as you can see, when I took the picture, it took away some of the vibrance of my eyeshadow and lip gloss, because in person, it looks way more pigmented than this. But when you take a picture and you have certain light or flash, it takes away some of that. And then some of the detail in my hair, it looks kind of dull, so we're going to get that together, and then we're going to smooth out some of this texture around my face. So that's basically all I focus on when I do Facetune. So the first thing I like to do is get rid of any acne that I'm not a fan of. I don't like to get rid of it and make my face completely clear, but just look a little bit better, okay? So the tool for that would be this patch tool. This is the tool you use for that. So when you click on it, when you click on the patch tool, you go to whatever area you want to get rid of. So what I'm going to do is get rid of this first little bump right here, and I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to move the second circle to somewhere that kind of matches it, that I want it to look like. So when I do that and then I click the check mark, it gets rid of it. So to check out what it looked like before, you press this bottom button down here, and when it brings it back and then lets it go, brings it back, lets it go. Also, I kind of got some eyelash glue on my eyeshadow, so I'm going to get rid of that too. Click the patch tool again, and then I'm going to get rid of that glue and try to match it up with another piece of my eyelid and bring it back, and now it's gone. So I'm going to just work my way around to areas that I do not want on my face and kind of, mimic it in a different area so it's no longer there. And then let me see what other areas. I'm gonna get rid of this one. And it's best to zoom in, because maybe if you do it when it's all the way zoomed out, you might mess it up too much and it might like look unnatural. So let's see what happens when I do it when it's so far out. And then I click on it. It kind of messes it up. Like, look how my forehead looks. That doesn't look real. So it's best to zoom in all the way in and get as close as possible when you want to, you know, take away something from a picture. Get close as possible and then do it. And boom. So I'm going to do this all around my forehead and get rid of some of these marks. And then, okay, so that's about all the acne I want to get rid of. I'm fine with all the other texture, but yeah, I just wanted to get rid of those super, oh, let me get rid of this one right here under my eyebrow. This one like never goes away. Okay, I think I'm good. I like the way it looks. It looks a little bit more natural. Then I want to get rid of this wrinkle in the middle of my forehead. That is just permanent, even when my face is relaxed. So, oops. Want to get rid of this and try to be very careful with how we do that. And if it kind of looks a little crazy, it's okay, because we're going to smooth this out later. So it doesn't have to be perfect. But like I said, you want to zoom in as much as possible, because if you do it too far out, it'll look crazy. Alright, so now that we've got that under control, I'm going to get rid of this hair that is in the middle of my forehead. This is kind of annoying me. All the mousse and hairspray, and sometimes it still just gets all up in the way. Like, what's going on? Okay, and probably get rid of this piece right here too. Okay, so we got that handled. So next, what I do next is I smooth out my face. As you can see, all this texture, I want to smooth it out to make my skin look a little bit more clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press OK. So this will complete all of the changes we made. Make sure you do that. It'll save everything. And this is what it looks like before and after. So this is after we've done it, and this is before. After, before, after, before. So we didn't change the way I looked, but we got rid of some of those acne marks. Okay. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the smooth button down here. It looks like a little teardrop. So you have all these options. So you have the regular smooth, and then you got double, which is like a little bit smoother, like triple smooth. But I don't like that, because that's be too much, and that make me look too smooth, and it looks unnatural. And then you have the erase button, so you can go back and erase anything you over smooth. So what I like to focus on is the areas that I went and erased, basically my little pimples, my little bumps, my little texture on my face, because I need to smooth that out after I just, you know, took that away. So press the smooth button, and then I kind of do like a pressing motion versus just going all around. So I just go any place that I want to get rid of texture. Definitely where I got rid of my wrinkle, and definitely a little bit here on the cheeks. I don't go underneath my crease, because that will look unnatural. I've done that before when I first started using Facetune, and then once I got familiar with it, it started looking crazy, so I stopped doing that. So I'm not getting rid of too much texture, because I want this to still look believable, you know. So we're just going to get rid of some of it, and then I'm going to go along my lace, because it looks crusty from that Got2b gel. So I zoom out to do that, and just kind of do it a little bit, not too much. See how much better that looks? So this is what it looks like before, after and before, after and before. See, I'm not a completely different person. I just got rid of some of that texture. So now that that's done, we're going to smooth out some flyaways from my hair, but usually just at the top. Just get some of these hairs flat. And then that completes the smooth. I don't do too much of the smoothing tool, because it'll look crazy. So that's what that looks like. So we're going to save that. Next, I like to whiten my teeth. So I go to this toothbrush whitening tool and get my teeth a little bit more white, because they're looking yellow. And then when you zoom out, After, before, okay? Get these together, honey. And then save it. And then lastly, what I like to do is bring detail. So like I told you, when you take a picture, it can kind of make you, depending on the lighting and the camera, it can kind of make you look a bit dull. So what you want to do is bring that back into it. And we're going to do that with this details tool. And this is going to bring some of that shimmer back into it. It's not going to bring the color back in, but some more of the shimmer. And I'm going to also put it on some of the lashes to give that some more detail. So I kind of like to pat this so it's not too crazy looking. And then I also like to do it on some of the gloss to bring some detail back to that. And then as well on the hair. And that is it, because when I post a picture, I'm probably going to do about this much. I'm not going to do all the way zoomed out like that. That is basically all I use Facetune for, and then I go in and edit with color. But that's it for Facetune. So I'm going to go ahead and do save it. So what I do is like to save it to my camera roll. It basically exports it. And now I'm going to do the same steps to the other pictures that I have saved, because I don't know yet which one I'm going to post. So we're going to do it like this. I'm going to edit all of them. So go back to my camera roll. Oh, nope. Open, and then it's saved down here. So now I'm going to click on another picture. Let's see. Which one do I want to do? Alright, so I'm going to fast this part, but I'm going to do the same exact steps that I did on the previous one. Alright guys, so that completes it. I have edited all of my pictures with Facetune. Yeah, and that is basically all I do in Facetune. I do not go overboard with the editing. I do not make myself look completely like a cartoon. I just try to get rid of a couple imperfections and call it a day. And then I move on to the next app. So that's it. Alright guys, so that completes how I edit my pictures with Facetune. Now, when it comes to editing my pictures, I do not stop at Facetune. I later, after I, get all of the hairs together and the, extra acne and bringing back stuff to life and detail and all that good stuff, I go in with Lightroom to bring the color back. Because cameras always wash me out and, take away some of the melanin and the colors in my makeup and all that good stuff. So I gotta bring that back to life. So if you guys are interested on how to edit them in Lightroom, make sure you're subscribed, because that's going to be the next video after this. And then I'm going to do, I felt like it was better to split the videos up instead of doing everything all in one video. So this one was strictly about Facetune. The next one's going to be about Lightroom. And then I'm just going to do a whole video on how I do taking the picture, prepping, edit, and posting. So we're going to split this up into about 3-4 videos. So if you guys want to know how to do Lightroom next to edit my makeup pictures, make sure you're tuned. And in the meantime, in between time, honey, go ahead and check out the other videos in my playlist, because I know you want to watch some more videos. So you ain't got nothing else to do, baby. Go ahead and get it started.